Nelson didn't set out to become an expert when it comes to bees, but over the last 8 years, that's exactly what happened. He started with one small hive and now tends to bees all over Milwaukee County. And as Natalie Shepard shows us, the honey he produces is creating quite a buzz.
I'm uncapping the capped honey or the capped nectar.
Chad Nelson is meticulous when it comes to his honey. With the beeswax removed, each frame is carefully loaded into his extractor, spinning until the honey pours out by the pound.
I produce quite a bit of honey based on quite a bit of hives.
He's been doing this for about 8 years now at his home in River Hills.
I'm the chief bee wrangler at Fairy Garden Hives.
It's all locally sourced.
These are good hives.
Like, really local.
It's created a buzz, if you will.
Nelson has his own large apiary, a fancy way of saying a collection of hives. Each frame home to 3,000 bees.
This kind of brood at this time of year, this is unbelievable.
But this hobby started small.
But a friend of mine, who's a pathologist, retired, had been a beekeeper, and he was getting a hip replacement. He couldn't do bees that year, so he gave me what's called a nucleus.
He describes it as the size of a small mailbox, but it got big results.
So at the end of the season, I ended up with something like 7 hives that I made myself and several hundred pounds of honey.
In addition to his own hives, he tends to colonies all over Milwaukee County.
I was at 100 hives at one point all over town, and that's about an hour a week per hive, so that's 100-hour weeks.
That hard work allows Fairy Garden Hives to create some buzzworthy varieties, which he makes with his own honey.
Queen bee.
Wife, Barbie Brennan Nelson.
So not all honey is created equal?
Not all honey is created equal, and we do our honey very differently, where we do our honey by the month.
They bottle in May, June, July, and August.
So we'll start you off with that.
Each giving a specific flavor.
When you start in May, you've got dandelions, you've got lilacs, you've got violets. I'm not a professional, but it's delicious.
They even make a honey from bees at Forest Home Cemetery.
So we went with Silent City honey, and then the monument that's on it is the Chapman angel.
The couple doesn't waste anything.
We want to make sure that we're using all of the beautiful bee products.
Creating a line of lotions and lip balm.
They're all in retro flavors.
With the beeswax.
Honestly, I made them for myself to begin with because I get cracked hands in the winter.
The bees work together.
So their antennas can touch from frame to frame.
Each creates just 1/12 of a teaspoon in its lifetime.
So their production is slowing down. They know winter's coming.
Fairy Garden Hives takes a lot of teamwork too. And it's created community for the Nelsons, or as Chad affectionately says,
I've met a lot of bee weirdos, or beaks as we call them.
it's pretty unbelievable. All of this started with just one hive.
That's what we do here at Fairy Garden Hives.
For Nelson, the work, its own sweet reward.
If it pays nothing, takes all your time, and no one wants to do it, that's what I'm into. So it's perfect for a beekeeper.